I still exist, I'm a horrible person, and I haven't vlogged all year. Now that that's out of the way, hi! You're welcome. Speaking of holidays that have already passed, let's talk about Christmas! It is never too late to talk about Christmas. Or to complete the Christmas Spectacular survey you were tagged in 2 months ago. So, here are the questions, and here are my answers. My favorite Christmas movie is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Also the only Christmas movie from which I successfully hoarded an entire figurine collection as a child. Also, I can't say Christmas movie. Just a thing I just learned. My favorite cookies are Oreos, and I have no way to make that exciting. I think one of my very favorite childhood Christmas traditions was to sneak out every night when everyone else was asleep and steal the little plastic pipe out of the hand of our storytelling Santa decoration and pretend to smoke it. Good times. And if I was an elf enslaved by Santa, I would be the one who poison tastes all of his cookies, because that is the noblest of elf jobs, and death by poison cookie meant for Santa is probably pretty up there on the list of most ideal ways to die. I won't forcibly tag anyone in a Christmas survey in February, but if you are the kind of person who would like a bit more Christmas in your February, then consider yourself tagged. You know what else it's never too late for? A survey with 2012 in the title. Most of you probably already know the questions to this survey by heart by now, but some people live under rocks, and I am perfectly supportive of that lifestyle choice. So, before I was born, my dad wrote an Easter production called Hannah's Lamb. Yes, that Easter production. And I'm not really sure if loving the name Hannah came before or after he named the main character, but pretty much from that point on, I was going to be named Hannah. And I think my username is pretty self-explanatory. I was homeschooled. So even though my mom actually definitely wasn't my only teacher, she was one of them. So I think that makes my answer pretty obvious. When I was about 8, my sister received in the mail a sample packet of Purina's Hairball Preventative Cat Food Blend, and somehow I and my sister and the older of my younger brothers ended up in our bathroom daring each other to taste it and eat it or probably risk disownment. So probably that. In Florida, there's this way of hunting frogs that involves a long sharp stick and a bright flashlight, and it's called gigging, and that is what I think of when I hear this question, not concerts. Probably because I've never been a concert attending kind of person, but for the record, I've also never been a frog hunting person, or else my strangest food story probably would have been a lot more interesting. I really like airports and bookstores and roller coasters, and I'm honestly pretty fond of my own bed, but I can't possibly choose just one of those, and if I did, it would probably be my bed, and that's kind of depressing, so your face. Your face is my favorite place in the entire world. I can't even tell if that's a compliment or a really freaky pickup line, but that's my answer. If you are the kind of person who would like a bit more 2012 in your 2013, consider yourself tagged. But this time I am also forcibly tagging Jerry. Not actually forcibly, because I am far too meek a person, and also I wouldn't want to risk getting kicked out from living under your porch. But if you want to answer questions about teachers and names and concerts that are not frog hunting trips, I will be extremely excited to see this because you are perfect. Alright then, this was probably a horrible conversation because I did all of the talking almost entirely about myself. But I think my job here is done. Take good care of that face, and pay no attention to anyone warning you against procrastination because clearly it is perfectly fine and advisable. And never take advice from Hannah, except for that face thing. See you eventually!